realized how important women were as seed experts and biodiversity experts till I started myself to go into villages to collect seeds. And when I'd enter, you know, there'd be men on the outskirts and I'd ask, do you grow these crops? I'm looking for seeds. And they said, no, we only grow soya bean. They only recognized the cash crops, the commercial crops. I would carry on and go into the village, sit and have a little cup of tea, and I'd ask the women, do you have these old millets? Yes, of course we have these millets. We wouldn't be able to work if we didn't eat these millets. Our men think that white rice is a better food. We cook white rice for them and we cook the millets for ourselves. I have called this the racism and sexism in food. Racism that treats white as superior even if it's terrible polished rice, horrible refined flour, and sugar, refined sugar, that is causing so much ill health. The same is the case for biodiversity. When chemicals are introduced into agriculture, and this has happened to India in my lifetime, so I have seen it. It's the men who get the spray guns, and men who get the urea sacks. And they throw the urea and they spray the poison. If it's biodiverse, ecological agriculture, women save the seeds, select the seeds, and I have witnessed such amazing expertise. For example, in the tribal area of Chhattisgarh, where rice evolved, the tribal women will take exactly 21 seeds and put it into a little cloth and put it into the soil to see how much germination there is. If it's 100%, they use a particular seed rate. If one fails, they increase it. If 3 fail, they go get seed from a neighbor whose seed is better. So they never had seed failure. Because all the time they're testing, all the time they're selecting. They go into the field and put a little ribbon on the maize or the sorghum or the rice or the wheat they want to save as seed. This is not blind collection, this is a lot of intelligence. And then when it comes to biodiversity, it's only women who recognize the diversity of crops. I did a survey once to find out how many greens women were using. 250 species, many of them not cultivated, that grow in a farm and are eaten as food. I'm told the beautiful salad, which is my absolutely favorite salad, the arugula. I'm told it used to be a weed and it used to be poor people's crop. And today it's the most fashionable food anywhere you can get. They call it rocket. I don't know why they call it rocket in America. Rocket salad. 250 species, which are all being killed by the use of Roundup, which kills everything green that comes in contact with it. Now, after destroying all that food, Monsanto claims it's increasing food by the use of Roundup-ready seeds. So I believe that the cross-connection between women's empowerment, saving and protecting biodiversity is very, very intimate. But it's also intimate because of 2 other foundational reasons which come back to the discussion we were having about how do we create a new economy out of the ruins of the old. Now, why has the old economy given us this terrible mess? The first is it defines nature as dead, which is why the work out of Latin America saying the earth is living and nature has rights is very, very significant. That's what new science tells us. The earth is very alive. Gaia, the Gaia thesis, created by 2 scientists, James Lovelock, who worked for NASA. But the second, from the economic side, is this very strange category called growth. All that growth measures how you commodified something and turned it into cash. That's all it measures. The definition of growth is, if you produce what you consume, you don't produce. So if you are self-reliant as a local economy, you're not productive. It's when you become dependent, you suddenly become productive and create growth. So dependency, indebtedness, everything that's leading to the crisis has been defined as growth. That's why Bhutan is extremely important. It says we are not going to measure gross national product and gross domestic product. We will measure gross national happiness and the well-being of our people and the environment. And I'm part of the expert working group they've set up to report to the United Nations on how this is the way out of the current crisis, how putting well-being at the center of the economy is at the heart of the crisis. Now, the minute you recognize that if you produce what you consume is productive, then women become the most important productive agents on the planet. They work the longest on the most significant things that society really needs. So women's economy becomes the central economy. And the commodified economy becomes the peripheral economy. And at this point, if we can save that central economy of the earth, of women, of children, which work for all of society, we've got out of the crisis. And bringing women's knowledge, women's skill back to the heart of shaping a new economy in values, in wisdom, and in skills is very vital, which is why in Navdanya, one of the things we have real fun doing is once a year we organize a course called the Grandmother's University. Because grandmothers still know some of the things that really matter to life.